Mr. Speaker, the fact that we are here today to debate raising America's debt limit is a sign of leadership failure. It is a sign that the United States government cannot pay its debts. It is a sign that we now depend on ongoing financial assistance from foreign countries to finance our government's reckless fiscal policies. That was a statement by Senator Barack Obama in 2008. Driving up our national debt from $5 trillion to $9 trillion is irresponsible. It is unpatriotic. Once again, Senator Barack Obama. Increasing America's debt weakens us domestically and internationally. Leadership means that the buck stops here. Instead, Washington is shifting the burden of bad choices onto the backs of our children and our grandchildren. America has a debt problem and a failure of leadership. Americans deserve better. I therefore intend to oppose the effort to increase America's debt limit. Senator Barack Obama, 2006. But that was then. This is now. The President last week said without an increase in the borrowing limit, the whole world will have problems. In other words, we're all going to die. The sky is going to fall unless the United States raises the debt limit. Seems to be a little bit inconsistent on positions regarding the debt limit. Of course, now the debt limit is up to $17 trillion, doubled what he talked about several years ago of not raising. So we find ourselves in a situation where the President's attitude seems to be, I will not negotiate, except with the Russians, the Syrians, the Iranians about what's going on overseas, but I will not negotiate, I will not talk to the House of Representatives about American issues. It would seem to me, Mr. Speaker, that things that are happening in the United States are really just as important as what's happening in Russia, Syria, and Iran, but maybe not to the administration. The administration rather being shut down and locked down for political reasons than to talk, negotiate, to compromise, to even listen. You know, Mr. Speaker, they say that Nero fiddled while Rome burned. It seems the administration is in bunker mentality while the United States is in economic turmoil. And where are we? We are in a situation where there is no talking. And it seems to be, the administration says, it's our fault the President won't talk to us. The President has a habit, it seems, to blame others on bad things that happen, and takes credit for things that are always good. But in any event, so, emphasize the President's own words about why we should not raise the debt limit. It is reckless. It is irresponsible. It is unpatriotic. It hurts us domestically and internationally. It's a failure of leadership, and Americans deserve better. I agree with that. So, since the President seems to be somewhat inconsistent about his positions, why doesn't he just talk to us? Talk to us about the debt limit, the continuing resolution, about America's issues, America's policies, America's problems, and at least acknowledge that the House of Representatives exists. So I would suggest, Mr. Speaker, when you get to talk to the President, because I don't get to talk to him, that he would come out of the White House and meet with the People's House and quit fiddling around and start talking to us so we can solve this problem together. And that's just the way it is. I yield back.
The gentleman